huge. A door opened in my mind, and that door had all the answers that I was searching for. It gave me every single answer I was looking for. And as I sit there, I'm trying to understand what's going on, but this is my first ever aha moment. I've never had a moment like this where I open a door and just the answers just start, flowing in like a river. I'm talking about answer after answer after answer to see if it's true that what you're saying aligns with the actions that you're taking. And guess what, guys? My vision was tested. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't win the test right away. It wasn't like they gave me the test today and that same day I passed it. As a matter of fact, I failed that test hundreds of times. Hundreds of times, believe it or not. If this wasn't a test that I took once and I passed it with A plus and it was easy. No, 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 no. I took the test and realized how hard it was. I'm like, yo, I've never gone through this. I've never taken this subject. It's like imagine going to school and they give you a test on the first day on this subject that you never knew anything about. That's what it felt like. I'm like, yo, I've never gone through this part of my journey. Like I don't know what it's like to be on top and then lose it all and have all of these things happen to you and lose 50% of your income, have the people closest to in your business turn their backs on you, have the girl that you love break your heart and leave you in the dust. Like I never had gone through those things. It was like, Nano, like how do you get out of this now? And guess what? I had to go to the drawing board. I had to read books. I had to fight myself every single night and morning to write my goals down and keep the faith. I had to show myself that, yo, you got to figure this out. You got to study. You got to lead. You got to read more books. You got to listen to more audios. You got to ask for more mentorship. You got to ask more questions. You got to put yourself out there more. I had to do more and more and more and more. And guess what? There were days that I went back and took the test and I failed. And I failed and I failed and I failed until I passed. Thomas Edison, the great Thomas Edison, once said, when they asked him about his success with the light bulb, they said, Thomas Edison, it took you 10,000 attempts to figure out this light bulb. You failed 10,000 times. He said, no, I didn't actually. He said, I found 9,999 ways that didn't work. The 10,000 worked. So that's all perspective. Hey, I got it wrong hundreds of times, but all it took was for me to get it right once. And it changed the game for me. It put me in a better position in life. And now I understand why I went through everything. That's why I say there's beauty in the struggle. Because while I was going through it, like I said, I couldn't get out of bed. I was struggling. It was hard. But at some point, you have to get up out of bed and say, yo, enough is enough. Like, I can't stay down here. I'm an inspiration to so many. All of you guys listen to my podcast. All of you guys watched me and listened to me jump on these audios and jump on these podcasts and talk about the struggles and the failures. Like, what kind of leader, what kind of mentor would I be if I'm out here preaching this stuff and then I'm the one going through it and I'm the one quitting? I'll be a fake. I'll be a phony. You guys will lose all respect for me. You guys will stop listening to this podcast. But guess what, guys? I persevered. Yes. Was it hard? Absolutely. Was it challenging? Absolutely. Were there days that I feel like I didn't want to get out of bed? Yes. Were there days that I doubted myself? Yes. Were there days that I didn't know what the next step in my life was? Yes. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't quit. I kept the faith. I knew I would get through it. I knew that on the other side of this, there was going to be something better. And I look at my life today, and 2 years later, 2024, I'm in the most peaceful place that I've ever been. I am so happy. I am so grateful. I am so at peace because everything that I went through was for a bigger purpose. It was to make me better. It was to make me more aware. It was to help me become a better version of myself. That's what season 4 is all about. It's helping all of us become better versions of ourselves. Because in life, it's not about what we get. I got it. I got the money. I got the houses I got the penthouse on the beach. I drove the nice cars. I ate at the nice restaurants. I wore the nice clothes. I invested back into other businesses. I gave money to my family. I invested and did philanthropy. I did all these things. But it wasn't about that. It wasn't about the things that I got. It was about the person I became. And remember, the person you become is what helps you become deserving of the things you ask for. This is what life is all about. And I want to close this episode of The Beauty and the Struggle with a story. And it was a story that I read in the Bible. You see, as I was going through it, I started to read the Bible. And someone told me that the Bible, the acronym for it, BIBLE, what it stands for is Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. He said, all the Bible is an instruction manual. Read it. Just read it. And they told me, read the story of Job. And I was like, why that story? They was like, just read it. You'll understand why I'm telling you to read the story of Job. So I'm like, okay, let me read this story.
You will never question.
And I start reading the story. Mind you, guys, I've never read the Bible ever in my life. I've read little Bible verses here and there. I've read certain, scriptures, and I've gone to church. But me sit down and read a story in the Bible, never. Mind you, I'm 28 years old. So I'm reading this, and the story of Job, just to break it down and put it in simple terms, is about this individual who God loves. He appreciates him. He's very wealthy. He's one of the wealthiest people. And I'm not perfect with the story, but for those that don't know, the devil comes to God to test this guy. His name is Job. And God tells him, okay, I want you to take everything from him. The only thing I don't want you to do is don't hurt him, don't kill him, but take everything from him. God gave him permission to do it because God wanted to show the devil that this guy, Job, was a faithful servant of his, that he was faithful. So he sends the devil to take everything from him. He took his kids. He took all his wealth, all his houses, his back then, it's the cows, the cattle, chickens. He takes everything from him. Everything, leaves him with nothing. And in the story, the purpose of the story is to show that even though Job, his name was Job, even though everything was taken from Job, he kept faith that everything was going to work in his favor. His wife went against him. All his friends went against him. They questioned him. They thought that he was a bad person because only people that, the only people that those kind of things happen to are the people that did bad. They were paying for karma. And he was trying to explain to people throughout the story, like, yo, I didn't do anything. Like, God is just testing me. He gave me everything. He can also take everything from me. And throughout the whole story, he's just keeping his faith. And even though everyone is going against him, he's keeping his faith. He's keeping his faith. And long story short, eventually through the whole entire process, even though he lost everything, he lost his kids, he lost, his wife lost faith in him. All his friends turned his back on him. He didn't have anything throughout the whole process. He never lost faith in his journey. He never lost faith in God. And at the end of the story, God not only gave him what he lost, but he doubled it. He not only gave him what he lost, but he doubled it. He doubled everything, his wealth. He gave him 7 new kids. Okay, he gave him, let's say he had 7,000 cows before, he gave him 14,000 cows this time around. He had 3 houses before, now he gave him 6 houses. Like everything he had before, he gave it to him double. And that story helped me a lot. Okay. And I'm not an expert in the Bible, but that specific story just touched me because I'm like, man, this guy lost everything. And even though he lost everything, he never lost faith. He never lost faith in his vision. He never lost faith in his goals for his family. He never lost faith in what it was that he wanted. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. And after I've read that story gave me peace. because it made me realize that someone else had already gone through something even more intense than what I have gone through. I didn't lose kids. I didn't lose all my wealth. I didn't lose my houses. I didn't lose all of these things that this guy lost, and he still kept it. I'm like, you know what? I can do the exact same thing. And that's what happened, fam. I kept the faith. And guess what? Years later now, I have everything that I want and more. God has under promised and over delivered. And I am so, so grateful for all that has happened for me over the last 24 months. I know you guys been wondering, Nano, where are you? What happened to you, bro? What have you gone through? How's the family? How's the mental health? Well, this is just a little bit of it. This is just episode one, Beauty in the Journey. But throughout this season, guys, I'm going to dive deep into more of the lessons, more of the stories. I have so many amazing episodes and interviews with friends of mine and business partners of mine that were there through the process so that I can help you guys become the best versions of yourself. Because to help you become the best version of yourself, I got to help you through the hard times. I got to help you through the times where you lose faith, where you lose your vision, where you feel like you're going to quit. Because those are the times where you need people. This is the times where you're going to listen to this podcast again and remind yourself, like, yo, I got to keep faith. Look, Nano never lost his faith. And because he never lost his faith, he was rewarded. And I want all of you to be rewarded. Because in life, remember, you're going to get celebrated in public for the things that you do in private. And I did a lot of work in private. I healed in private.
Sheesh. Man, I could hear that all over again. That was good stuff. I was caught up listening to it. I forgot we had to start. What's up, familia? Grand Rising. Happy Thursday. Your boy Nano is so excited to be back. I know that I've been traveling. I was out in Puerto Rico the last couple of days, and it was an amazing trip. It was a great trip. Got a chance to spend some time with some family, with some friends. And, now I'm back. I feel good. I feel blessed. Everything works in my favor. It's the start of February. We've had an amazing already first couple of, weeks of the year, and it just feels really good, guys. And, I missed you guys the last couple of calls. I think the last time we did a call was last Thursday, actually, because I know we didn't do a call. Actually, I don't even think I did a call last Thursday. No, because I was traveling last Thursday. So it's been almost, it's been over a week since I was on YouTube. So it feels good to be back, guys. Real quick, if you guys can help me spread the word, let everybody know that we are back on, IG Live. I have a very powerful story and training for you guys that honestly, you guys are going to be so inspired by this specific story right here. And I want to make sure that I share it with you guys because it was a story that was shared with me that gave me a lot of breakthroughs and it showed me a lot about myself. And I want to make sure that you guys also get the value, and everybody that is a part of your communities, everybody that's a part of whatever you guys go, wherever you guys are at, here's this story. And if not, just share with them because this one is going to be a powerful one. But with that being said, real quick, what is one thing that everyone is grateful for this morning? Let me know in the chat box. It's Thursday, February 6th. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for his grace in my life. I'm grateful for abundance, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, and my godson. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community, each and every single one of you that is on this call. I'm grateful for Alpha X Society. My family. I'm grateful for all of you, all my leaders in the organization. Extremely grateful for them all. Extremely grateful for the company that I'm a part of, Eovia. Grateful for creativity, visualization, my body, my health, my immune system, everything. I'm just so grateful for it all. And never take for granted, the amazing life that we all live, guys. Think about it today, right now, we're listening to this training right now with working Wi-Fi. You're probably watching this from, an expensive $1,000 phone, $1,000 laptop. And, sometimes the smallest things that we take for granted are our biggest blessings. If you could walk, if you can talk, if you can listen to this, if you have both your hands, both your feet, those are things that, money can't buy at the end of the day. So, Be grateful for the smallest things in life and look for the gratitude in those things, and you'll be given more to be grateful for. So let's get started with today's training. I'm very excited for this training and everything that I'm going to cover here. Now, I'm going to read a story to you guys that was given to me um, by a special somebody. And, when she shared it with me, I was like, damn, this is so powerful. And I was like, man, I got to share this with the whole entire Mornings with Nano community, because the way that it helped me was the way that I wanted to help all of you. And I think that a lot of us need to hear this story. So I want to share it here with you. And I want to make sure that you guys first listen to it. And then I have a training that I created around it. Now, I have shared this one time in the past, but it wasn't as detailed as I'm about to share right now. So if you guys are ready to take notes, if you guys are ready to listen to the story, put a 333 in the chat. Let me make sure that all of you guys are locked in with me. Let's see who got the 333s, got their pens and papers in front of them. You're ready to listen to the story. I promise you this story is going to resonate with a lot of you that are on this call here today. Okay. Amazing. All right. So here's how it goes. It says, this is how the story starts. It says, once you hear this story, you will never question anything that happens in your life again. Please allow me to read. All right. Listen to the story, please. This is a very powerful story. There was once a man that wanted to please the Creator as much as he could. He prayed day and night until finally a voice spoke from the unseen spiritual world and said to him, I want you to go and push a stone. The man woke up next morning full of enthusiasm. He ran out and found a huge boulder down the road from his home. Immediately, immediately he began to push it, but nothing happened. The next morning he woke up and pushed the boulder again. Still nothing happened. This man woke up every morning for 3 months straight and diligently pushed the boulder with all his might. Yet nothing ever happened with each failed attempt. Listen to the story. This is very important. Okay. The man became more upset by his inability to move the boulder even a single centimeter. Finally, when the 4th month arrived, the man said to himself, the heck with this. This darn boulder isn't moving anywhere, and I don't understand what this whole thing is about. The man had another dream in which he spoke to the voice from the heavens, saying, I don't know what you want from me. I tried everything you said, and nothing's happened. The Creator replied, why did you stop? The man answered, because nothing is happening. And then God said, what do you mean nothing is happening? Look at you. Look at how strong you are. Look at how determined and focused you are. Look at how powerful your muscles are. You are no longer the person you were when you started pushing the stone. You have changed. That's what happened. And besides, I didn't tell you to move the stone. I told you to push the stone. I'll move the stone when the time is right. I'm going to repeat that again. God said, this relates to every single person that's on here, including myself. The man answered, God, nothing is happening. I'm showing up every day. I'm doing the calls. I'm doing my morning routine. I'm reading the books. I'm doing what you said. But you guys are saying, well, nothing is happening. And you know what God is saying? God is saying, look at you. Look at how strong you are. Look at how determined and focused you are. Look at how powerful your muscles are. You are no longer the person you were when you started pushing the stone. You have changed. And that's what happened. And besides, listen to this. I didn't tell you to move the stone. I told you to push it. God said, I'll move the stone when it's time. God will move the stone. Your job is just to push it. And when I heard that story, it shifted something inside of me. And let me tell you guys why. Because I've been the man in the story. Put a one in the chat box if you can relate to the man in the story in some type of shape, way, or form. If you've been the man that said, man, yo, I'm showing up every day. You know, I'm on the calls, I'm studying, I'm reading, I'm praying every day to God, I'm being grateful. I'm studying the books, the audios, I'm listening to the podcast every day, I'm going to work, you know, and we think nothing is happening. We say, yo, but nothing is happening. Listen to the story again, right? The next morning he woke up and pushed the boulder. He did it over and over and over again for 3 months straight. And the boulder didn't even move. So what does that represent to us? Imagine us waking up. Imagine you waking up, doing your morning routine 90 days in a row, and nothing happens in terms of physical results. Because I remember there was a training I did at the beginning of the year back in January where I told you guys, hey, we have to work on ourselves for 90 days straight in January, February, and March when no judgment of physical results, which meant I wanted you guys to work on yourselves as hard as you can for 90 days straight with no kind of expectation for results. Me listening to the story, it put a lot of things into perspective for me because of that same exact reason. Because the guy woke up 3 months straight and pushed the boulder with all his might, yet nothing happened, which each failed attempt. And after the 4th month, he gave up. Wesley de lo mío was goody, bro. Hit me, bro. We gotta link up for real. And after the 4th month, he gave up because he wasn't seeing the results. How many times have we seen people that they're putting in the work, they're putting in the work, they're putting in the work, and because they don't see the results, they quit? Put a 2 in the chat box if you know somebody that you've seen that happen to. Somebody that put in the work, they jumped on the calls, they did the trainings, they made the phone calls, and because they didn't see the results physically, after a couple of times, what ends up happening is they give up. I've seen it more times than I can count. Would I be lying if I told you guys that I've probably seen it over 1,000 times? Yes, honestly, I have. I've seen it thousands of times in the last 7 years. So many people that joined my business, that joined specific programs, and they only pushed the boulder a couple of times. And they thought that the boulder was going to move. They got upset because they pushed the boulder for 30 days and the boulder didn't move. And you know what? They quit. Look at what he said. He said after 3 months of pushing the boulder didn't even move 1 centimeter. Do you guys understand how small a centimeter is? That means nothing. That means nothing moved. And then he said, finally, when the 4th month arrived, the man said to himself, the heck with this. This darn boulder isn't going anywhere. I don't understand what this whole thing is about. How many of us have done that? How many of us have said, yo, I've been doing my morning routine every day. Nothing has changed. I'm still making the same amount of money. I'm still living in the same location. I'm still driving the same car. My bills are still not paid. I'm still struggling financially. I've been there. That's why this story hit me like a ton of bricks, because I'm like, yo, I've been this guy and I've been the man in the story. I've been the man in the story where I complained for months because I remember doing my morning routine for months at a time, every day, doing the work, reading the books, listening to the audios, in the gym every single day, making the phone calls, doing everything possible, going into debt to make sure that my business worked out. And still, nothing had changed. And then the guy has a dream in which God spoke to him from the heavens. And he said, And he said to God, he said, God, I don't know what you want from me. I tried everything you said and nothing has happened. How many of us have ever felt like that? Like, yo, God, I'm doing everything. I'm working. I'm showing up. I gave up drinking. I gave up smoking. But why am I still going through all this? I don't understand. I'm doing everything that you said for 90 days, 6 months. And you know what God said to the guy? And which is what he says to us. Why did you stop? Why did you stop? Why do you guys stop when you don't see the physical results? Why do you stop when things aren't working in your favor? Why do you stop when the bank account is not where you want it to be at? Why do you stop? Remember, this story is not coming from me. God is asking you guys, why did you stop? What? You worked in January, you did a couple of days of consistency. Why did you stop? You know the type of journey we're on right now. This is not the time to chill. Don't get caught up in what's happening in the world right now. Why did you stop working on you? Why did you stop going to the gym? Why did you stop reading in the morning? Why did you stop reading the Bible? Why did you stop? Is what God is telling all of us. And it relates more to the person that's on this call that has stopped doing their thing, who's been slacking off, who hasn't been doing what they're supposed to do. I'm still pushing the boulder every day. It hasn't moved yet though, but I'm still pushing it every day. I'm waking up and I'm pushing that boulder every day, every day, every day, every day. God said, why did you stop pushing the boulder? And the man answered, listen, because nothing is happening, God. Why? I don't understand why you got me doing this. You told me to push the boulder. I've been pushing that. I've been pushing it for 4 months, but nothing has happened. And where God now replies, he says, what do you mean nothing has happened? And he tells him, look at you. Look at how strong you are. Look at how determined and focused you are. Look at how powerful your muscles are. You are no longer the person you were when you started pushing the stone. You've changed. That goes for all of us that have been pushing the stone to start 2025. Some of you guys made a start at 2025 and you guys started the year New Year's resolutions. Did you guys know, by the numbers, 80% of New Year's resolutions by the end of April, majority of them, 80% of them are already gone? Can you believe that? 80% of New Year's resolutions by the third or fourth week of January going into February, most New Year's resolutions finish. They're done. They don't even follow them anymore. So if you're still real quick, let me see where my real ones at. Who's still pushing the boulder each and every single day? Put a 4 in the chat box if you're still pushing the boulder every single day, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of your financial situation, regardless of whether you are where you want to be at in business. Who's still pushing the boulder and waking up every day and putting the work in themselves? I want to see it. I want to see who's still pushing that boulder every single day. I love to see it. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, Terry, Claudia. Okay, I see a AWOL. I see K, Elevated with Tam, Black Boy Trey, Wally, Jesus, Bria, Pamela, Junior, John, Tracy, Ricardo, Anaya, Eunice, Angelica, MJ, K-Sen, She Love Tropical, Stephanie Marks, Let's Go, Claudia, Aria, Alessandro. Shout out to you guys. Jay over here. Who else we got on Instagram? We got Ari, Soy, Herrera. Let's Go. Erica. Who else? Who else? Who else is pushing it? Kaylon. Courtney, I will from now on after this story. Trust me. Guys, look at how much powerful you guys are already. It's only been what? 35, 36 days of the new year. Less than 40 days of the new year. Do you guys feel stronger? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys feel stronger? Do you guys feel more focused this year? Do you guys feel more determined? Or are you stronger in the gym? Have you lost some of the weight that you've wanted to lose? Have you gained some muscles? Do you feel like you're a better person this year already than you were last year? That's the result right there. That's the real result. I've lost almost 40 pounds. Look at that. I'm more aware. I'm more on point than I've ever been in life. Been consistent in the gym. Yes, extremely, definitely. Yes, I feel like a better person. Absolutely. Now, remember, you're a better person. That's the result. That's the key. I have more opportunities. You've changed. That's what happened. Just because you guys may not be where you want to be at, and that goes for me too. I'm not where I want to be at right now in terms of success and physical success. I'm not where I want to be at yet, but I'm more determined this year than I've ever been. I'm closer to God this year than I've ever been. I'm stronger than I've ever been in terms of being in the gym. I feel better than I felt in a very long time. That's what happened. And besides, here's how the story ends. God didn't tell us to move the stone. He says, I told you to push the stone. I'll move the stone when it's time. It's not up to us, bro. It's not up to us, sis. It's up to him. Our job is to push the stone every day. When the time is right, he'll move it. When the time is right, God will move the stone. We got to let go and we got to let God do his thing. We just got to trust in his plan, which is every day wake up and push the boulder, push the stone. Don't stop pushing the stone. No, what do you mean by the stone? What does the stone represent? Don't stop working on you. Don't stop working on you. That's the stone. You waking up every day, pushing the stone, pushing the boulder, that represents you waking up and making it a priority to work on you. Making sure that you're practicing gratitude and prayer every day, making sure you're reading books, you're listening to podcasts and audios. All right, you're journaling, you're in the gym, you're eating healthier, you're meditating, you're practicing a visualization. You're doing the work on you. And if you're not even pushing the boulder. That's even worse. If you're waking up every day and you're not working on you, shame on you. Let this be a wake-up call like, yo, I need to start working on me because I'm not even pushing the boulder. And remember, God will definitely not move that stone for you if you're not even pushing the boulder. It's one thing to push the boulder every day and then God doesn't move it. It's another thing to expect God to move things for you in life and you're not even pushing the stone. You're not deserving. Remember, in life, we don't get what we want. In life, we get what we deserve. If you haven't got what you've been asking for or what you want, is because you don't deserve it yet. And that goes for me as well. I know that the reason I haven't got what I've asked for is because Neno doesn't deserve it yet. So I'm in the process of working to become deserving of the things that I'm asking for. That's where I'm at. Let me work to become deserving of the things that I asked for. Okay, Nano, you want to make $50,000, $100,000 a month? Put the work in. You wanna buy a house for your family? Put the work in. You want to help more people? Put the work in. You want to travel the world? You want to have 50 countries under your belt? You want to eat at the finest restaurants? You want to fly private? You want to do all these things? Put the work in. You want to help charities all around the world? Put the work in. You want to be a best-selling author? Put the work in. You want to be a top bilingual motivational speaker? Put the work in. Put the work in. When I'm deserving of it, then he'll be like, here you go. Here you go, my son. You've been a good and faithful servant. You've put the work in, you've pushed the stone, you didn't complain, and I can't control it. It could happen this year, it could happen next year, it could happen in 2027, 2028. I'm not in control of it. When I become deserving, it will happen. I'm just focused every day on pushing the stone. And this is the kind of attitude I want you guys to have for the rest of the year. Because that's what this story did to me. I'll never forget the story. I'll never forget it. That's it. I'll be telling this story for the rest of my life because I've been the guy in the story. And I've also seen what God does because God has moved the stone for me in the past. So I've been the guy that pushes the stone, nothing happens. And then I see what God does when he pushes. I know what it's like when he pushes the stone out for me. And I've seen my life change. I've seen my life go from living in a 3-bedroom apartment in Washington Heights, New York City, in the hood, where drugs are sold on every corner, gang banging, streets, alcohol. I went from living there to living in beautiful Miami, where every time I walk outside, there's Rolls Royces, there's palm trees, there's abundance, there's sunlight, there's everything that I've ever wanted. I seen myself go from dark to light. I see myself from living in poverty to living in abundance. I've seen God push the boulder, but I had to trust his timing. I had to trust his timing. So here's the training I had for you guys, because that was just me telling you guys a story. Here's what you need to understand about the story. There's 4 things I want you guys to understand about the story. Number 1 is embrace the process, not just the outcome. Embrace the process, not just the outcome. We live in a time and in an era where so many people are just focused on results. The results, the results, the results, the results. What are the results? What's in the bank account? Well, what rank are you? How much money have you made? Everybody's focused on the results. But the journey itself is where the real growth happens, family. That's where the real growth happens. The journey is what brings happiness, not the destination. Never forget that. The journey is what brings happiness, not the destination. You guys want to watch an amazing movie that'll change your perspective on life as well, that has a beautiful story behind it? It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. It's called The Peaceful Warrior. Watch that story. The Peaceful Warrior. It's a phenomenal story. And the long story short is, it's about this guy who was a gymnast that he injures his leg, and his mentor ends up teaching him a very valuable lesson about life. And he tells him, yo, let's go on a hike. 5 a.m., meet me at this hike. And he says, yo, meet me at this hike. And at the top of the hike, I got a gift for you. So the guy goes on the hike. And on the way to the hike, they're talking, they're laughing. It's a long hike. So on the way up, they're laughing about it. They're having great conversations. Boom, 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 boom. And they get to the top. And the guy's excited. The gymnast, he's excited. He's like, yo, you told me you had a gift for me. What is it? And the mentor points at a rock. He's like, that's your gift right there. And he's like, are you joking? Like, are you serious right now? Like, you made me hike all of this for a rock? He gets frustrated. He's like, you telling me you made me hike up here for 2 hours, 3 hours, for you to give me a rock? What kind of game is it that you're playing here with me? He's frustrated at his mentor. And then he tells him to look over the view. So that's also your gift. And then he teaches him a lesson. He says, you see, when we were on our way up, you were happy. You were excited. We were telling stories, all these amazing things. And then you got here to the top and you got frustrated. You were frustrated by the result. You weren't even happy that we were up here. He said, here's the lesson I want you to know, is that the journey is what brings happiness, not the destination. And he paused and he walked away. The journey is what brings happiness. It's not going to be the destination. You guys think that when you get there, you're going to be happy. But in reality, the happiest you will be is on your way. On your way is when you'll be the happiest. I think about my journey. I've been very fortunate and very grateful, and I give all the glory to God that I've been able to reach many destinations along my journey. And you know what's the craziest part, guys, about the destinations I've reached? When I've reached the destinations, yes, I'm grateful and yes, I'm happy about it. But you know what ends up happening? I just want to go to the next destination. I'm like, yeah, cool, fire. We got here. What's the next destination? But when I think back at it, what makes me the most happy about everything was the journey of how I got there. And then you know what's funny about it? You talk more about the journey and the failures that you had on your way there than the destination. I promise you. You guys are going to see one day you're going to get to where you wanted to get to, and you're going to spend more time talking about the journey to get there than when you got there. You'll barely talk about the destination. You'll always talk about the journey and how you failed and how this happened and all these things and the people. You'll even be happy talking about the betrayals and the heartbreaks and all the things, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what brought you happiness. Even though at the moment it didn't bring you happiness, even though at the moment you were frustrated, even though at the moment it seemed like it was going against you, when you get to the destination, those are going to be your happiest moments. As crazy as that sounds, you'll be talking about the moments that, that I remember that 1 month that I made every phone call and nobody joined my business. I remember that trade that I took that I lost all my money and I blew my account, and that investment I made, and these things that happened, and this person that betrayed me, and this breakup that I went through, and all these things that I promise you. So embrace the journey. That's what's going to bring you the most happiness, is the journey. It's not going to be the destination, guys. It's the journey that brings you all the happiness that you're looking for. So wake up happy every day that you're on a journey to become a better version of you. Too many people are waiting to arrive to be happy, waiting to arrive to say these things. Why don't you wake up happy every day? Right? If I told you guys right now, I'm going to give you $1 million, you guys will all take it. Here, give me $1 million. Hell yeah, no problem. A lot of your problems will disappear, right? What if I told you I'm going to give you $1 million, but you can't wake up tomorrow? Would you guys take it? Yes or no? If I told you guys right now, I'm going to give you $1 million, but you're not going to be able to wake up tomorrow, would you take it? Yes or no? No, of course not. What if I gave you $10 million? Would you take it if you can't wake up tomorrow? If I told you, I got 10 million for you, you can't wake up tomorrow though, would you guys take it? How about $1 billion? $1 billion right now wired to your account. No problem. Here it goes. I'm going to send you 100 Bitcoins. Would you take it? No. Exactly. So what does that prove? That every day you wake up is more of a blessing than the money that we're searching for, the money that we're chasing. It's more of a blessing to wake up than it is to receive the money that you guys are chasing. See that? So why don't you wake up happy every day? Why don't you wake up excited, embracing the fact that you get a chance to attack your goals and your dreams and your aspirations and go up? Yeah, I know it can wake up is crazy, but it just goes to show that waking up is more of a blessing than the money that we chase in life. And we need the money. Trust me. I'm not the guy that'll sit here and tell you, nah, money's pointless, because no, we need money to provide. We need money to live the lives that we want. We need money to do more of God's service here on this earth. But what I'm saying is be more grateful for the fact that you get to wake up every day and push for your dreams and push that boulder. That's what you need to be grateful for. And you need to be happy that you wake up and you're able to push the boulder. Because you know what happens? We let our blessings turn into burdens. It's a blessing to wake up every day. But how many people turn it into a burden? Man, I gotta wake up. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta read today. I gotta make phone calls today. I gotta jump on these trainings and I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And then your blessings turn into burdens. Why do we do that? That is your blessing right there. Why let it turn into a burden? Embrace the journey. Embrace the process. Because it says it in the book. It said, I mean, in the story, like the man pushing the stone, your efforts may seem fruitless at times, but each action is building you up. Every step is making you better. So understand that. That's point number one. Number two, trust the timing of your journey. Trust the timing of your journey. That's the second point I want you guys to take from this story. You see, we often want immediate results, but the story, it reminds us that the universe and God has its own pace. Just because things aren't moving according to the timeline that you want doesn't mean that things aren't moving at all. You guys ever heard the story of the bamboo tree? The bamboo tree is planted, and for 4 years, guess what? You can't even see it. Imagine you planting a bamboo tree, and for 4 years, you water it, you give it sunlight, you talk to it. And for 4 years, there's no visual result. It hasn't even came out of the ground yet. Can you imagine that? 4 years. Look it up. Go on Google. For 4 years, people grow bamboo trees. That's crazy if you actually think about it. 4 years. Watering it, giving it sunlight, talking to it. 4 years. No visual result. There's nothing happening above the ground. And what people don't understand is that is all happening underground. The roots are being established, it's being strong. And then out of nowhere, around the 5th year, the bamboo tree grows to 80, hundreds of feet in a matter of 4 to 6 weeks. Boom. That's how it works sometimes. You may have to put in work for 4 years. And I know some of you guys are like, well, Nano, damn, that sounds crazy, G. I don't know if I could do this work for that long without any results, man. But you know what? Sometimes that's what it takes. What if God chose you to be the bamboo tree? I know God chose me. I'll tell you that much. He said, Nano, you're going to be one of my bamboo tree examples on earth. I'm going to make your process a little bit slower, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. But I trust his timing. I trust his timing. I've already let it go and I've accepted and embraced my journey. I'm happy every day. You guys see me. I wake up every day happy to run these calls with you guys. Rain or shine, whether I get paid for these calls or not. I jump on these calls and spend an hour with you guys here talking, doing my best to just offer some source of inspiration for you guys. So you guys can have something in your minds and your somebody that's there for you. Because I remember I had nobody there for me in my journey, bro. That was the hard part. I didn't have nobody pouring life into me, giving me guidance, telling me stories, changing my perspective. That's why I never take this for granted. The fact that, 200, 300 people jump on these calls. I never take that for granted, bro. I miss y'all when I'm traveling and I can't run these calls. I miss this. I'm like, damn, man. You don't know how much it hurts me to send the message out saying, yo, I'm sorry guys, unfortunately due to travels I can't run today's call. It literally breaks my heart, to be real with you guys, because I love doing this. This is, God has blessed me, and now obviously I've been blessed to be able to get paid for this and stuff over the years. But guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been doing mornings with Nano for 5.5 years. In June it'll be, sorry, yeah, in June it'll be 6 years. I didn't get paid for these calls for the first 3 years, 3.5, almost 4 years of my life. I just started making money and getting paid and stuff like that. And I got hired by a company and everything to do this. But I'm telling you guys, for years, I did this call for 4 years before I ever made $1 off of it. Every day, 5 days a week, rain or shine. Because I love this. Great example of pushing the stone. Absolutely, Claudia. I pushed the stone for 4 years without seeing a physical dollar from this. And then one day, God pushed the stone. Hey, we want to hire you as a mindset educator for $1 billion company. We want you to do the same calls that you've been doing for free. Now we want to pay you for it. Look at how God works. But you know what I did? I pushed the stone for 4 years. You understand what I'm saying, guys? And trust me, there were mornings. You don't think that there was mornings that I woke up tired, exhausted, hungover some nights, But I kept doing it because I love what I do, though. For me, this is not work, though. Like, I look forward to doing these calls. Like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's Thursday, I get to do it on YouTube today. Oh, it's Friday. I get to run it for, my MMX family. Because I love what I do and I'm trusting the timing of everything. You know what the problem is with a lot of people? A lot of people don't trust the timing. A lot of people are not trusting the timing of their journey. They have no faith. They've lost faith in the process. Don't lose faith, guys, please. Remember, I did this call every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, for 4 years before anything changed in my life. Before I got paid $1 for these calls. And I wasn't even making money off YouTube at the time. Because I wasn't even going live on YouTube. In reality, I was doing these calls all on Zoom. 4 years. And this is work. What you think? These trainings just pop out of my head? I have to read these books. I got to come up with this stuff. Trust me, guys. Everything is going to work, but you got to trust the timing. And you can't question when it is. Some of you are not trusting God's time. And then you're wondering why he's not blessing you. You got no trust. Zoom days, whiteboard days. You already know, Tropical. You're not trusting God's time, fam. You got to trust it, bro. You got to believe. You got to trust that it's going to work. Time comes and goes, but I'm telling you, yeah, your drawings, I remember those, man. You know what's funny? The other day I went to this networking event and I met this guy. He's a very successful entrepreneur. He's Grant Cardone's right-hand man. And he tells me, he was like, yo, I know who you. I go up to him and I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, my name is Nano. I just want you to know, man, I got a lot of respect for you and, congratulations on all your success. He's like, yo, I know who you are. And I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, bro, you're the kid that does those morning calls. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I didn't know that you knew me. You're like, yeah, bro, I used to jump on your morning calls when you were at your mom's house. He's like, you was a little rough back in the days, but I respected your hustle, man. I respected the fact that you were doing these calls and helping people back when you were at your mom's house. Your mom used to be in the back sweeping and freaking mopping the house as you're inspiring thousands of people. I used to think that stuff was crazy, but look at you now today, dog. Look at, I went dressed up nice. He like, I respected the hustle. You was a little bit rough around the edges. I even told Grant about you. But he was like, yo, you was too rough around the edges back then. She told me straight like that. He was like, yo, you was a little rough. And that was when, bro, I remember when I used to jump on those calls. No haircut, no nothing. I was in the hood. I was broke in those days. You know, that's what people don't understand. I was broke in those days. Like I didn't have money those days. I was still living with my mom. I was like 23, 24, 20. Actually, I was like 24, 25 years old, man. Still living with my mom, broke as you could ever imagine. I didn't have a nice office with plants and pictures and books. I was running the call with my mom in the back sweeping. My mom didn't care that I was on a call. She was on the call with me. She would jump on the phone while I'm on the call talking to her neighbors and stuff. Like I'm like, yo, mom, I'm on a call, mom. Like, come on, bro. You know, but look, and actually, I remember, and even thinking about it, my eyes get watery because I think about, damn, bro, I was so hungry back then. You know, it was like I didn't care what anybody thought about me, my look. Bro, I was hustling, bro. I was going for it, whatever it took every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. So many people want everything to look perfect. And look, maybe I was rough around the edges back then, and I was. But look, now these people recognize me, and these people admire me, and they respect me. And now they want to work with me. Millionaires, multi-millionaires. And that's the beauty of it. You never know who's watching. I never knew, bro. You know how many people have come up to me and told me, yo, Nano, yo, I remember when bro, the other day I'm in the dentist. I'm at the dentist the other day. And I'm sitting there and I went to get a root canal. Worst, that's experience sucked, by the way. But I went to get a root canal and I'm talking to the girl at the front and she's like, yo, you look so familiar. And she's like, yo, are you related to this guy? He's from New York. You know, he's last name Torres as well. And he does these morning calls. I guess she couldn't recognize me because I cut my hair and everybody knows me, Nano with the curls. She's like, yo, are you familiar with him? You know, do you know who he is? He does these calls. They were called like mornings with Nino, something like that. And I'm like, I'm Nano. And yo, she blows up. She like, no way, like, bro, you don't have no idea how much you helped me back in the days. You changed my life, and you have no idea what you did for me. And she starts bringing all her friends, like, yo, look, this is Nano, the guy I used to tell you guys about. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy, bro. People remember those things, bro. That's why I always say you never know who's watching, bro. You never know who's watching. You gotta keep going, fam. You gotta keep going. Push the boulder. Push the boulder. And I've had encounters like that at airports. I've had encounters like that in Ubers. I'm on the phone in an Uber and the guy turns around. He's like, yo, that voice sounds familiar. By any chance, are you Nano? And I'm like, yeah. And people sometimes don't even believe it, bro. So, I want you guys to understand that, bro. Trust the timing in your journey. That's number 2. The last 2 points I want to make right here. Number 3 is be patient with yourself. Growth is not always visible or immediate. Be patient with you. Understand that it's going to take time for you to change. It's going to take time for you to develop that emotional intelligence. For my people that are hurting, it's going to take time for you to heal. I went through a tough breakup back in 2023. Yo, it took me a year to heal from that. So my people that I got to heal, yo, it took me a while to heal. It took me a while to forgive. It took me a while to develop good emotional intelligence. It took me a while to develop good imagination. I had to be patient. Be patient with yourself. Stop rushing everything. Stop thinking that things have to happen right away. Be patient with yourself. It's going to take time for you to, gain the muscles that you want. It's going to take time for you to lose the weight that you want to lose. It's going to take time for you to hit the level in your company and in your business that you want to hit. It's going to take time, so be patient with yourself. All right. So that's number 3. And then last but not least, number 4 is one thing we all got to do is we got to redefine success. And here's what I mean by that. We got to redefine success because I want to test you guys real quick. For my real students, what is success? What is success actually from Earl Nightingale? If you guys can remember, What does Earl Nightingale say that success is? Who? Let me see if my real students know this. I want to see who knows this. I'm excited to see if somebody knows this. What does he say success is? Of course, J Miles knows. Pamela knows. There you go. The progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That is success, the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, which means if every day you're waking up and you're working towards something that you want, you are successful, because that's what success is the progressive, the everyday, the realization of a worthy ideal, which is what you want. A lot of people think, yo, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful when I get the car, when I get the house, when I make the money, when I hit the rank, when I get the promotion. No, you're successful while you're in the process of getting there, because you're progressively working towards a goal. Every single one of you guys right now on this call, you are successful because you are progressively working towards a predetermined goal. Can we all real quick in the chat write down, I am successful? Can we all claim that real quick? I am successful. I wish I was on stage right now so we could say it out loud. I am successful. This would be a good time to participate with the crowd. Guys, you're all successful on this call. All of us. We are all so successful because we are progressively working towards a worthy ideal. So redefine success. You're not successful because I'm not successful because I got my own spot now or anything like that. I'm successful because every day I wake up and I'm progressively working towards my goal. So nobody can tell me, Nano, you're not successful. No, I am very successful. And so are you. Every single one of you listening to this right now, the 100 plus listening to this, and the people watching the recording of this, you are so successful, especially if you're working every day progressively. That's the thing. You got to be progressively working towards a predetermined goal, a worthy ideal. Now, if you're not working towards it, let this be a reminder. You can make a decision today. Yo, today I'm working towards my worthy ideal, and you're successful. The only way you're not successful is if you're not doing anything with your life. If you're just sitting on the couch doing nothing all day, you're not successful then, because you're not working towards a progressive eye. You're not doing a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I just want to let y'all know, for those that answered the question, I'm very proud of you guys. That's awesome. Not a lot of people know the answer to that. So it's good to know that you guys have that unconsciously competence. I'm glad you guys have gotten to the unconscious competent level with that, because that's good stuff. I'm glad I'm not the only one, right? So, guys, really, that's really everything right there, and that's really everything I wanted to cover. If you guys got value from today's call, put a 444 in the chat box, please. Take that story with you. I hope that story is able to make an impact on your lives the same way that it did for me. To be real, I'll never forget that story. That story will always be implanted in me. When you hear something that always sticks with you, like for example, the story of the dog sitting on the nail. Never forget it. The lumberjack story, I could never forget it. The story of the man on the train, I could never forget it. The story of the man pushing the boulder, I could never forget it. The story of the hike with the mentor, and he gets all these stories, they just stick with me. The preacher in the hurricane, I could never forget that. These are all stories that when you sit down and you actually think about them, you know what I'm going to do one day? I'm going to do a training on the different stories. And I think there's so many stories that I know that stick with me. What if we one day do a training on the preacher in the hurricane, and the dog sitting on the nail, and the man in the train? And I'm gonna do a story. I'm gonna do a training like that. As a matter of fact, I feel like that would be a fire training to do. I have Wait till I tell you guys a story of the hospital bed. I haven't told you guys that one yet. That one is next level. The hospital bed story. I'm gonna leave that one for next time. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave the hospital bed for next time because that one is whoo, sheesh. That one is next level. I haven't told that one yet because I'm still learning the story. Honestly, I'm still learning the story. It's a long story, and there's specific details in the stories you got to get. But besides that, guys, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I hope that you guys all have a beautiful rest of your days. Make sure that you guys are pushing the boulder every day, and let's keep growing. I'm gonna do a little prayer for us for anybody that wants to stay in respect to what everybody believes in. I'm gonna do a little prayer for us, and then we'll wrap it up right there. Quick prayer. Everyone, bow your heads. Let's pray. Father God, we just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for all the amazing things that you're doing in our life right now. We want to thank you for our health. We want to thank you for our strength, your guidance, the protection that you've given us over the last couple of days in our lives. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you're doing for us. Forgive us if we ever stopped pushing the stone, if we ever doubted your ability, if we ever doubted your timing, God. Moving forward, I'm saying this on behalf of the whole entire community. We will trust your timing. We will put the work in every day. We will wake up and push that stone regardless of the results. We understand now more than ever the perspective that you have given us on today's call. So we just want to say thank you so much for your love, your guidance, your protection, your wisdom, everything that you're doing for us. We're realizing it more and more every day, and we never take it for granted. Everything that we're doing is for your glory and for your praise, Father, and we will continue to do it. So we love you. We appreciate you. In God's name we pray. Amen. All right, guys. So I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Yes, these videos are saved on YouTube. You can find me at Mornings with Nano. And with that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your days. Have fun this weekend. I'm actually going to be traveling this weekend as well. And I'm excited for the Super Bowl as well. Have fun with the families for Super Bowl weekend. All right, guys. So I see you guys next Tuesday. Let's keep running it up. And maybe next Tuesday we'll do the hospital bed story. I got to master it, though. I got to get it down to the T. All right, guys. God bless you guys. Enjoy. Thank you, family.